Hi, Mom.
Alright. Well, that's good of a start as anything. Okay. Hello and welcome to another edition of Runeterra Ravens present a 5v5 tournament that this time is a little bit different. Nisk, you wanna tell us why?
We're supposed to have 3 teams, but we only have 2, so we're doing a best out of 3.
So straight out of the finals.
Yes.
So we only kept the exciting part of the tournament, which I think it's great. We should do this every time now.
We're being efficient.
Yeah. Yes.
In fact, instead of having the best out of 3, we could just have the last game of the best out of 3 every event.
So
or the second one if one team wins twice.
So best out of 2?
That logic.
There. Okay, but the bans though. Clearly, Brian thinks he's playing against Defido. Wait, no, Defido doesn't play Fiora. Wow.
Who plays Fiora?
These strats
I don't think anybody plays it.
I kind of played him once and it was horrible.
Fiora's good champion, don't say it.
Let's straight up the Sejuani ban, or a pick, I mean.
Weird bans from purple team allowing blue team to get Sejuani.
It was all planned so that Asimi can pick Hecarim and Ferbs can pick Kennen. But are they going to do it?
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting to see the high levels of the Runeterra Ravens, which is not so high in anywhere else, to see how these persons actually perform on these individual champions.
Rafa and Avalon probably going bot, so Ferbs is jungling, I guess. Most likely. I don't know what Leon plays.
I think Leon plays AD carry, but I'm not sure.
Well, maybe Rafa is mid then. But I assume Ferbs is jungling. Yeah, I wonder what he's gonna take to fuck over that Sejuani.
I'm betting on Lee Sin.
Really?
Yes.
I think Udyr.
I like a Mumba a lot.
Cardus, obviously. I called it.
Well, you're both wrong, because I'm the one that won this bet, because I knew in my mind that it's gonna be Cardus.
Yes.
And I can tell for sure it's gonna be Elise support as well.
Wow, interesting picks coming out. Otvi never plays Akali.
Maybe he swaps with Sprague.
Yeah, I said.
Parega likes to play Akali. I've never seen Parega played either. Postman getting his classic Jarvan.
And actually, what's interesting that blue team decided to go with a Morgana ban on their own, even though Paragas is on the blue team, so...
I think they were... no, they were first pick. That is interesting, because they could have gotten Morgana. But
yeah.
I guess Morgana has to go ADC, I suppose. Macro's probably
yeah, I
support.
think Paragas AD carry, yeah. Sounds about right.
Okay, but we've seen to go on with that Sejuani, so that's gonna be top lane we've seen. Most likely.
I think it's still gonna be jungle, but top lane Sejuani. Because Stark is a troll guy. But Postman is very serious.
Actually, I think it's gonna be Postman Akali mid, because both Jarvan and Lee are like pretty much the only champs Otvi plays in the jungle, so I assume...
Your channel was edited.
They picked at the same time, that's so weird. Yeah, okay, I'm done predicting this, I have no idea.
There's the...
Well, Grang said Elise.
Yeah, there, I called it. And I know exactly the team what they're going with.
Yeah?
It's the Shadow Isles.
Your channel was edited.
Holy cow, that's
Yeah.
so smart.
The mind games.
Yeah, so...
Wow. Can you
So
call
smart.
blue team for us as well? What is that? Answer?
Well,
You don't
I-
say
Seem
that on
incohesive.
public.
I could, but Sejuani is throwing me off a little bit.
Sejuani is throwing you off a little bit, okay.
Yeah, because they could go with the ninja
Yeah,
comp with
okay.
Akali and Lee Sin.
Okay,
think-
okay.
You're grasping at straws here.
Actually, like when you look at the whole now, just the Akali is really out of place, but everything else seems fine. I guess
Well,
they
no.
have some dive ability. Postman always goes glass, so Lee plus Akali dive is legit. They have the pick off. Just lack solid CC apart
Except
from Sejuani.
enemy team has Karthus and
Yeah, but that's gonna be.
Hecarim, so that's ton of flat damage. I don't think
It is.
Blue Team
They
can win
also
late.
kinda lack the like really heavy AoE CC to really pull that damage off on several
channel
people
was
at
edited.
once.
They have box and Hecarim ult and E. Easy. And they have Kalista ult. It's
to
all
finish
coming
the comp.
together now. I really
Ah.
like purple team's
The
comp.
masterminds.
Yeah. Oh. And there's the Blitzcrank, so that's how you gonna feel that somebody picking Blitzcrank is gonna do better than you ever did.
Macros really likes his Blitzcrank and I'm okay with that. I haven't played Blitzcrank in a while, so
No,
maybe,
not like you played
maybe
last
he'll bring
week.
back my desire to play it again.
Oh, it's only been a week.
It's been longer than that.
No, you
I
played it.
a
You
couple
played.
of games. I played a couple of games.
You
but,
played
like,
it in the 2v2 tournament.
I used to play it like 80% of my games. Now it's like every 20th game or something.
That's funny because the 80% of picking for you resulted in about 20% of the hook accuracy.
Alright, I'm
Wow.
done.
So that kind of balances this out perfectly to 80 to 20.
Get burned.
If you guys want to join a community that doesn't mind if your chat restricted,
channel
this
was
is the
edited.
perfect one.
Oh, we only have to wait 2.5 minutes now.
So we can talk about team comps. I
Yeah.
think early game goes to the blue team obviously because they have Blitzcrank, Sejuani, Lee Sin and Akali, so a lot of team fighting early skirmishing power.
Yeah,
But
it's gonna be interesting to see what kind of school did Macros go to learn the ways of his Blitzcrank. Because if he went to the half school, he's gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna pull Cardis into the entire team at least once.
Yeah.
or Thresh or Hecarim.
There are really very few good pulls available for macros
That's
there.
what I was thinking.
They're gonna have to
I
take.
think
I think
Blitzcrank
on
is
Elise
such
is a
big
good
pick.
pull.
I
You
think
can just E or use your spiders.
the safest
Very
way to
smart.
fight for blue team would be to keep Blitzcrank on peel and just go for the dives with Lee Sin and Akali on. They can pretty much zero out anyone of the enemy team. Maybe not Brian, depends how he builds.
Full
I think-
damage Triforce Rush always works.
Yes. But they can even give Karthus Elise Thresh and still get away with it too, even if. Yeah.
Yeah, early on they had to rely on Blitzcrank on just getting a pick onto someone on the enemy team, but later on when it comes to the team fight they have to set Johnny or Lee Sin basically to start the whole engage.
Yeah, I would say that if they get a lead early, then Blitz and Sejuani can both just play defensively and keep shoving the lane with Parega. I think. Well, okay, the purple team does have some clear, but I think they don't need to hard engage with Sejuani to get a good fight. They can just dance around them.
Yeah, that's actually a good point you make. They don't have that much wave clear to stop a siege. Like they have Cardis who's pretty slow, and that's to get
Karthus is
like
decent.
pretty. Yeah, but he has to be pretty close ranged. To use his E or his his Q not too much. But the other guys don't really have any decent wave clear to stop a siege.
Elise also has a clear with the spider.
Yeah, but what kind of cooldowns? That's like 10 seconds or something?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's about 13
Very
seconds
safe.
early on.
They have Hecarim ultimate. That also works every time. Great ultimate to make your stuff. So we're on to the loading screen. So make your bets who you think is going to win the game. Based on team comps.
Cast your votes on Twitter at hashtag Runeterra Ravens.
Hashtag red team win. Or purple team win.
Let's see. Let's start.
I'll check the results next week after I post the videos.
I think purple team has an easier time. Like their comp is probably easier to pull off than blue team, and I know Otvi is a very
Balls to the wall player.
yes, not even that much. I would say he can either carry hard or lose pretty hard and never come back. Even if he doesn't like feed, like he gives away one early kill and then he goes farm mode and still does nothing late game because he goes tanky. So
But
that's something I
at
fear.
least he tries to gank, you just farm.
Well,
Yes.
to each their own.
Okay.
This casting thing is quickly becoming just bashing the
Hashtag
here.
shots fired all day.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I mean, it's
fine. Just
interesting to see though that Hecarim doesn't have flash or ghost.
no,
And
that
Akali has teleport.
that's pretty
That is
common.
pretty generic these days.
Yeah, for Hecarims to take that ignite and teleport. Just wanna rush that early home card boots and just have a teleport into the fight with those enchantment boots and just wreak havoc around where he runs.
Yeah, what do you guys think about the Akali teleport then?
I actually played Akali top lane before the DHG got removed. She's really good at controlling the map early with the teleport. And controlling the lane even if you have like a tank against you.
Yeah,
But,
will she be top though, because they also have Lee Sin solo lane.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Yes.
Lee Sin middle.
Lee Sin mid is quite fine, and I think he can easily sustain himself against the Karthus. And he has a lot of kill potential as well. And if Sejuani gets like lands his Q, I don't see how Karthus is gonna survive without a flash.
I think actually Lee Sin has terrible matchup against Karthus because he has no wave clear, so he gets just shoved in. And then you cannot land your Qs pretty much.
Yes, Karthus can push to a great degree, but that's like the only thing. And I think Lee Sin can still easily get the last hits. If a Karthus pushes the first 5-6 minutes, it's not really gonna get them much of an advantage. No real threat on the turret, I believe.
Well, good news, guys. We are into the first game of the first final of the first game of the final of the best of three. Best of three. And let's see if the either team goes for any kind of special level ones.
I think blue is going for the invade actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Purple team really did try to get this team spirit thing going on, but Leon just completely wrecking it with that missing guess. That's kind of sad to see. Well, let's see if that gives a moral boost to blue team.
Yeah, blue team managed to sneak up onto the river bush, but actually gets spotted by the late waste, and there's first pull coming and so the miss, but now they're going on with the hunt.
Pulling off a half solace there. It's really good to see. Learning from the best.
So that's 0% on his pull ratio.
My abacus? Yeah, it's 0.
Oh, he's going for another one.
Another one again! But there's a gets and this hits on Blitzcrank and gets a lot of.
Shows us how it's done.
Leon shows how it's done.
Thresh is
Oh, is he gonna hook
creeping
again? Is it bait?
No,
It's
Oh, no.
on cooldown for quite a while.
tried to go for cancel that recall, but didn't get in range. Entirely.
Yeah, that recall was pretty late, so Sejuani is gonna get a pretty crappy pull.
Another thing is that
No, actually, Sejuani is going for those golem starts, so he's gonna get a decent pull. Actually, to start off. And both teams assisting the junglers on those camps. And both just going for those normal laning phases on the bottom lane.
No lane swaps, I'm disappointed. Against Akali, you should always lane swap to shut her down, but
Postman going in for some aggression already.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, Ferb's only focusing on the last hits, and that's gonna be not work out in the long run, I feel. Like, Lee Sin can out-sustain him pretty hard.
it looks like Ferbs hasn't played much Karthus because he's missing the last hits with the Q.
Yeah, and also Karthus' attack animation got changed, so maybe he's not used to that yet. It's supposed to be better, but you know, everything takes a little bit of practice.
Kind of interesting that Karthus went for that flask start and actually Thresh forgot something vital in the base. Actually, no items on Thresh.
Yes,
No, Leon, this might not be just forgetting something, but actually a strat. But no, since there's no trinket, I don't see how that can be a part of a strat. So, alright.
So totally relying on the damage on the death sentence to get some harassment down. But I mean that Sejuani is going for a gank on the top lane, but actually now Hecarim turns his around, tries to get the kill onto Akali, but Ignite's not enough, and now the Sejuani is chasing onto the Hecarim.
Kill. The red buff will surely slow him down enough. He might get Stork if he's not careful.
Hecarim is actually doing a lot of damage to Sejuani, but that should be enough for first blood.
Doing the damage, but they pulled it off.
Oh, and Avalon's already really low. Has to back out.
Quite
Gonna cost him
aggressive
a lot of
lanes
CS.
right off the bat, and huge gold advantage on blue side now. Because the first blood was like, what, 400?
Oh, and Rafa actually has to be very careful about those things. He gets executed.
this is almost as bad as my Rengar jungle. Almost.
Can't wait to see it firsthand.
I actually don't know how you can die.
Stark
as
might
it
be
is.
in a little bit of trouble here.
No, just get away with no ignite pressure from Hecarim anymore. It's just gonna be easy.
Lee Sin
Easy getting
actually
out.
already 10 CS ahead of Karthus. With no real action
It's gonna be a
going
really
on.
big problem for Karthus, I think.
Yes.
Won't matter if he gets Catalyst on the first pack, but doesn't look like it because he's running out of mana.
Kalista actually in the bot lane is 2 levels behind now. And already
Yeah.
half the CS.
That, if you have to back so early, that's really gonna give the lane away completely without jungle intervention. And since Elise died top lane to, well, Crux, I think that's gonna put purple bot very fast.
Let's actually forget that for a little bit. Elise goes for a gank on the middle lane, hits the cocoon, but Lee Sin just flashes away from harm's way.
Yeah, Lee Sin flashed, but Karthus also exhausted, so they didn't get really that much of a win. Karthus might get a few CS back, but in the end, I think Lee Sin didn't lose too much with it.
He needs to hit every minion in this wave and next wave to get Catalyst on the first pack. Pretty much with the wards, because he's gonna need the wards. Against L6 Sejuani and Lee Sin.
Well,
Look at those war souls
know
on the
Ferbs
river.
Ferbs likes to play it risky, so he might not opt for the ward after all.
Yes, he missed minions, so he cannot get
Oh, and there's a pull from Blitzcrank, misses, but the death sentence does not. As Blitz gets taken a little bit low, but has to back away. Well, now Kalista is a little bit turning the damage onto the Jinx. Jinx has him to run away.
The minions saved him from the next hook.
But Sejuani is on top lane and once again going for another gank. But Hecarim has that ultimate available and uses it to get out.
With Sejuani top side and bottom lane back for blue team, Elise really could have done Drake here, but
Yes.
Yes.
decided to go safe.
Yeah, the bottom lane also recalled, so you know, perfect opening. But now Elise is gonna spot the Lee Sin in his jungle, but he's 2 levels behind, so there's not much that he can do. But chooses to fight and takes a lot of damage, goes down.
think you don't even need to ignite there, just Q ultimate, Q would have killed.
Oh, and Lee Sin is in a lot of trouble. And there's the last basic attack finishes it off.
Quite yet up.
Oh, and another death sentence hits. And Twitch walking up to the enemy team, just saying hi and not using the pull to ruin his perfect 0%.
Gentlemanly handshake.
Asemi is getting ganked as per usual. The life of a carry top laner is a hard one.
Oh, the only way to learn.
And he doesn't like to buy wards because wards are for the weak, so he's gonna struggle.
Akali at Ignite there, she probably would have killed Hecarim.
Yeah, but that forces Hecarim to play a little bit more safe. But now there's a gank on bottom lane by Karthus. They go on onto the Jinx. There's an exhaust onto Kalista. But Kalista... No, Jinx flashes away but still gets taken down. There's the first pull. That's the flash away. Meanwhile, the top lane. Kali goes a little bit too deep onto Hecarim but does not manage to take him down.
I really don't
Karthus
like
forgot
Hecarim's.
about Blitz's passive.
Yeah.
Ooh, and another pull onto Sejuani this time, but then Blitzcrank hooks Thresh onto the turret range. But takes with it with too many. Now, Karthus flashes in, gets a kill, but it gets taken down by the Sejuani.
Calculated flash by Karthus. Leon
Ooh.
really good with the hooks, but not so good with the decision making.
I really disagree with Hecarim's build. Like, you cannot build movement speed against Akali early. Like, she spikes at level 6 and she spikes hard. Like,
But
you
if it's
need either
Merc's
Hex Stinker or HP.
If it's Merc's tread, you get the same amount of MR. Yeah, I don't get the shield, but it's not like Hecarim really gets bursted down from full HP.
He
so
should
you get
have
the same
died,
resistance.
but Stark messed up on the dive and didn't proc his Qs properly. They got pretty much lucky on that level 6.
The purple
But
team
this,
bot
yeah.
lane also really pulled back in CS. It's only 10 CS behind right now, and even in levels. It's really good by them. Actually, Thresh is ahead in levels now.
Top lanes exchanging some address info with some damage onto each other, but Akali gets the better of that one with the help of the Sheen pickup.
Both junglers top side as per usual. Even though Karthus is pushed mid and Lee Sin is ultimate top, better game that top side.
I guess they think that whoever wins this top lane can really get snowballing. Because mid game is probably gonna be really chaotic here.
Oh, and actually Akali goes in for the Hecarim, but there's also Sejuani and Elise ganking gets a kill onto the Akali, but now Sejuani is there, he's starting the damage a little bit, but now he's having to force away from the 2v1.
That was really good for purple team. Huge ult wasted for blue team, and Bill got the kill clean.
Yeah, it's a really good bait.
Now blue
got
team's
cool.
gonna have trouble
so
with
good.
holding Drake.
Not much of a ward control over the Dragon side yet from either of the teams, so Dragon's not a high concern for either of the teams at this moment.
But we just ran through the Scuttler ward and just did pretty much nothing. And lost a lot of time.
Oh, and Blitzcrank once again tries to go for a pull. This time hits onto the Kalista. There's a box from Thresh. Kalista takes a lot of damage, but he hops away, and the rocket is blocked by Thresh. And now Sejuani is going in for the Karthus on the mid lane, but no ulti up, so he can't really lock him down.
Alright, well, at least back and mid forced back. Bottom also, they should take Drake now, even if they don't have Sejuani ulti.
Oh, that's really close.
Ooh, and that's even closer, but the Flay actually misses. So they can follow it up.
Oh, Postman, is he gonna go hungry? think he could have. He had ulti. He could have killed Karthus instantly, but I guess he feared the Elise.
He's waiting for Akali to come on from the backline. They wanna go ham. There's Akali. Jumps in for the Karthus. There's a wall of pain. And actually, Lee Sin flashes in and gets it, but Akali flashes as well to secure the kill.
Doesn't look like it was communicated. Looked like Postman didn't even notice Akali coming.
Or he didn't want to give it away, but he messed up a bit, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
and
wasted a lot more than they could have.
Actually, the red team is kind of pinned down on the bottom lane with the help of Sejuani. The cocoon misses. And now Sejuani goes in for the trash. And there's Akali, also secures the kill. No.
Hecarim has teleport, but he's preparing to take
Nice
the
escape by
turret.
this.
He takes the turret on the top lane, but the fight is still going on the bottom lane. With only Thresh going down. Karthus is up, there's an ultimate actually, not hitting anyone. But the cocoon hits onto Akali. That should be an easy pick. And Elise finishes it off. And there's the Hecarim ulti. Comes in with the home card. Takes a lot of damage on the Jinx, but is Jinx able to run away? No.
What was up with that speed boost though?
Yeah, from the home card.
No, the speed boost from the crab, I mean, on Jinx, it activated and deactivated like 4 times. Or was it just on my screen?
Probably just
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. But actually, Purple keeps getting to break, which is
Yeah, no.
something
No.
to anticipate.
if you don't score guys, you get scored on the good old draw verb.
Fair enough. I guess they did prolong that dive on bottom lane way too long. Even Brian, with his conservative TPs, eventually ended up making it in time.
And now Akali lost her window where she could really push her advantage, and Hecarim has the HP to just sustain the burst and win the race now.
Yes,
I think,
Purple has top turret ahead in farm. Akali has 2 deaths.
Oh, but Elise walks right into Lee Sin. Right into the onward push and gets
Get
instantly
in the
taken
face.
down.
I'm surprised that, yeah, there is only one vision ward on the map from the rest. I didn't go there against aggressive assassins and solo lanes, like their own.
Yeah, the warden's kind of lacking on the side of the red team. Only 3 wards down at the moment.
And they might get punished for it now on top lane as well.
And Elise actually going for that haunting guys, but now
Hecarim's
Hecarim is in a
ult
lot of
down.
trouble, but he doesn't actually have ulti up available at the moment, but he manages to run away.
Nice juke on the sync team.
To be fair, red team was pinned down under the turret for more than 2 minutes, so that's why they didn't have any wards on bottom
Actually, I
side
don't know, like, I mean, top
before
side.
the Drake.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
but
talking about the top jungle, the solo lanes.
Ah, okay.
Because Elise got killed twice at
oh, and
Yes,
actually,
Excellent flash.
yeah, but now the blue team follow up with another flash.
They get the kill.
Sejuani picks up a kill, but there's Hecarim and Elise. Now they wanna go onto the Lee Sin. Lee Sin, he's gonna go down at the rocket. Almost actually that was the ally rocket, so not sure why the rocket was actually fired in the first place.
suppressing fire, like we like to say.
Yeah.
That was very worst for a red team because they are probably gonna get a lot of damage on the turret, if not the actual turret, and blue team wasted a lot of cooldowns again for that 1-for-1.
They didn't go for the mid lane push though, so they don't actually get the damage down.
Yeah, I not cool with the decision Brian made to go defend top, which was already lost, instead of getting the mid turret down. But bottom lane from blue side did rotate mid, so maybe they could have defended it.
Yeah, but Jinx has rotated from bottom lane to the mid lane, so that opens some damage onto the turret. But now, 3 members of the blue team are running on the bottom lane, but red team sees them coming and just back away.
Yes, it looks like a miss rotation is countered by a miss rotation, countered by miss rotation.
Very good game, just a straight level of play.
Yes, mind games to the
Yes.
fullest.
And there's some wards on the blue side, but or on the bottom side of the jungle, but the dragon's not gonna spawn. And the entire top side is unwarded for both teams.
Yeah, I think like at this point, if they don't get ahead, like they've taken 3 outer turrets already, and they're on a 3k up. Kartus is just going to outscale hard, same with Hecarim. Kalista Jinx is like 50-50. And the enemy has a tank, so Kalista might be even better than Jinx late game. So yeah, like blue team's on a clock to get the kills and get the help and get snowball.
Oh, and actually Lee Sin hits a kill onto the Kalista and gets taken down. There's a rocket to follow up onto Trace, they get a kill. And there's a flash hook coming from Blitzcrank, they get the kill onto the release. That's a double kill.
Great fights from blue.
About the scaling though, I feel like it's going to be really hard for Karthus to deal meaningful damage like in the fight style, because they have a little bit of engage from Hecarim and Elise, and to an extent Thresh, but not nearly enough to give Karthus enough time to get in there and really get the
You don't
AoE
have to
damage
get
out.
in them. Like they have 3 melees, you just have to peel for your ADC and they're just gonna group up on the back line.
They have
That's
3
why.
melees, but one of them is a tank and 2 of them are highly mobile, and they can really play around Karthus and avoid him to a large extent, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
probably
they-
just gonna come down to the individual playmaking and positioning.
And actually on Kalista, choosing to go for the Rune's Hurricane first,
Yeah,
without
like
getting any
saving a
real
lot.
damage. So that's gonna be set their damage down a little bit.
It's a pretty common build path for Kalista though. You
It
get the
used to be.
Renounce and then the Lifesteal. And you just do damage with your rent. Stack it on as many people as you can.
It used to be before the passive nerf. Now people don't like it anymore as much. You get less jumps, so you get less autos off.
And now the
People
blue
like
team
that.
pushes down the turret, but Blitzcrank gets hit by the cocoon. And there's the Fate Skull actually from Kalista. Dress gets a hook onto the Blitzcrank, but Sejuani is out there. There's a rocket from Jinx doing a lot of damage from backline. He's been untouched. He's gonna pick up at least 1 kill. They're gonna follow it. Is he gonna get the second one? Gets the kill, and now Sejuani jumps right back into the fight. He's right in the middle of them. Jinx is not able to help. He's gonna go down. For the meantime, Lee Sin is on the top lane. Actually, Hecarim goes in, but takes turned, and the turret shot is not quite enough to finish off. But Requiem is up, but no mana, so he can secure the kill.
I'm actually a little bit surprised that the Sejuani ult came in so late. He was up against 3 people. He could basically hit his ulti on melee range.
If I'm not mistaken, his cooldown came up right as Blitzcrank died.
Ah, right.
I'm gonna check it though.
And
Jinx and Blitz can actually do the dragon right now. With Elise top lane.
Yeah, the moment I said that if they don't do something, they're gonna lose the game, they suddenly just started
Sejuani's
killing
cooldown is
people.
down.
It's kinda hilarious, they got 2 turrets and 5 kill leads since then. And now they took Drake as well, or are just about to take Drake. But they just decided that it's time to kill people and then started killing people. This is interesting.
yeah, this time the roles are changed as the blue team manages to pick up an untested dragon. But the red team is now moving and they're gonna see that it's down. But are they gonna walk into the trap by Blitzcrank? Thresh is walking awfully close. There's a hook and it hits right onto the jumpers as well. But there's a Fate Skull actually saving Thresh's ass.
Nice ulti by Kalista.
Yeah, there was really no reason to go there but other than just curiosity. There's nothing to gain from checking that flash.
Yeah, and as we know, Curiosity killed the cat, but not Thresh in this fact. But now Hecarim is going to be called out by the Kali. But is it gonna be much more? And Elise actually, there's a Johnny ulti. Hecarim goes down instantly, and Elise is gonna follow up.
Jinx tried to
Hecarim.
KS there.
Hecarim didn't even have the ultimate up yet, so I don't know why he was looking for the fight.
Now it's up right now, so a little
Yeah.
bit off timing.
Looks like red team is in shambles here.
Yeah,
Not
that's
really.
is really
Oh, and there's another hook. Cartes has to flash away, but Death Sensor hits onto Sejuani, takes some bit of turret damage, but Kalista not able to pop the rent stack. And still no PF sword coming from Kalista, so she's behind a lot.
Like the Hurricane build is only good if you actually farm up, like you get 200 creeps per 20 minutes, but he's not even close to that, and he doesn't have the kills. It's gonna take a while before Kalista actually becomes a TPS dealer compared to Jinx.
Oh, and now Hecarim goes in with the teleport home card, but he just gets taken down. There's a little bit greediness of the Hecarim.
I think he didn't notice that Postman was actually bottom just a second ago and was waiting in the bush.
Oh yeah, it's just hiding
Yeah,
in the
Jinx
bush.
actually flashed the Hecarim out, it's really good.
And Akali actually going ham onto the Thresh underneath the turret range, but it takes a lot of damage from the E from Cardis and gets taken down by it. If you can't see it, just stand still.
Yeah.
And now finally Kalista picks up a PF sword, so she's gonna have some damage to follow up the Runeterra Hurricane. And the Warden is still lacking on the side of red team, only 1, 2, 3 wards down. And they're all from Thresh. So Thresh is not getting any help from his teammates to ward up the map.
Yeah, it looks like a classic we're behind, so we can't really afford to buy wards case.
Yeah, it seems like just an ordinary solo queue game where the support's the only one that's warding.
Yeah, it's almost like red team hasn't really practiced a lot together as a team.
Yeah, kinda shocking to see as they managed to make the finals, but Jinx gets hit by the cocoon, takes a lot of damage by the AP of Elise, and Elise should take him down. Jinx manages to take some damage as well, but Lee Sin has to flash over the wall. Meanwhile, the mid lane Hecarim is in a little bit trouble, but he manages to run away. And now Lee Sin actually, they're chasing, there's the Fate's Skull, and he gets knocked up. There's the Hexringer, and Kalista gets a shutdown kill.
Manly engage from red team. I'm really happy that worked out for them. It looked like Elise went too deep, too alone, but fortunately we had it.
Oh, and now Kalista gets CC to hell by the Sejuani Blitzcrank combo. Now Sejuani should be in trouble, but the rest of his teammates are around the wall. They're gonna follow it up. Sejuani gets hit by the cocoon. And tries to go in, but he's too far away. The switch Orcus to Blitzcrank, but now Akali is in the middle of them. They should switch Orcus to him, but Akali gets a kill and goes down. Cardis gets a double kill, but Akali takes a lot of damage. There's a Requiem coming, and worst timing.
Yeah.
Absolute worst timing on that Sanya. Literally too soon.
What a mess this fight was. One guy dies, another guy comes in. Always 2-3 people fighting each other.
Kartus
Yeah,
got a lot of gold
definitely
from
seems a
the
little bit uncoordinated.
Yes, he did. He's gonna have his death cap up soon, and that might actually tip the fights into their favor if red team doesn't misengage.
I think I'd rather get hourglass, cause yeah, the only way you're gonna die is if you get hit
And now
by resistance
Hecarim is actually a little bit got out, but the Sonic Wave misses barely by the max range. Now the blue team is going into the enemy jungle. They're gonna see if they can get the red buff, but Kalista has already worried it out of its base, and Kalista gets the red buff. And Hecarim once again has some kind of blind magnet on himself. He's just Lee Sin is kind of favoring on going on the Hecarim. Now Dragon's coming up in 25 seconds, and actually Akali goes 1v4 actually, and he just gets taken down.
This is how
Poor decision.
Akali Bear is playing so lucky, guys, take notes.
Kali was so confident that he could get the kill that he showed herself for 2 seconds out of the bush before engaging on that nest. That's how confident he was. And didn't get her much.
But did get the Fates go out of Kalista, so if the blue team decides to go for some kind of fight on the wall, on the carry, they might get something out of it.
Now if the red team actually musters up and Dragon.
Oh, and actually,
Down, that's
Elise gets hit by the flame jumpers. Now he's in a lot of trouble. Uses the rebel, but doesn't get far away. Now Cardus is in the middle of the both carries, and Sejuani is hammered down by the Kalista dress combo. The Ren stacks are stacking, and he should just go pop, and he does.
The great
Alright.
comeback of Bertuzzi.
really surprising that fight worked out for that team. They could have gotten a clean Drake there, I think. But looks like it's gonna end well, and I think the call is gonna be in time.
Actually, Lee Sin is thinking about going in, but the Sentinel is gonna spot him.
I think
But he's-
the scars are still too fresh from the last engage to try to make. And the BM begins.
Red team actually has more PM people because they have Avalon and Asemir, but since they're behind, they're behaving. So yes. Once we see them starting to turn the game around, we can see the increase in PM exponentially.
Can't wait.
It'll be most entertaining.
It's actually interesting that Sejuani has so many kills.
Yeah, he's been ganking so much and getting those assists with the ultimate. But now Lee Sin is in a little bit of trouble as the red team is chasing, but they decide to abort the mission.
It's the constant struggle of a solo queue tank jungler. You get your lanes ahead and then Akali goes into 1v4 3 times in a row.
Yes, I have to hear that from Matvi every day.
And now the blue team is pushing up all the lanes, so they're going to have a siege on one of the turrets.
Yeah, they're doing a decent job of clearing out the vision in their
Yes,
enemy
blue
top
team.
jungle.
I was just about to say that the vision game is a lot stronger for them.
And it looks like it's gonna be on the top lane turret, but the blue team, actually red team, is cutting them off, and almost Sejuani gets almost hit by the jet sentence, but it just jumps away.
It's a shame that Sejuani is recalling now. They could have just kept up the pressure top and let Lee Sin push out the mid and bottom lane, and then rotate because they had the vision advantage, so they could rotate for free.
I think it's not too bad for blue team to rotate away from top lane right now, because they have more of the map under control than red team. They can get more gold right now. But it's also like weird how... Okay, what's going on here? Oh, they get the blue. Very nice.
Yeah, actually, at least might be a little bit too early. Jinx gets it with a basic attack, but now Sejuani is going in onto the Elise. But they just back away. Actually, Dress flashes in a very bad place, but the Fate's Call keeping him alive.
Bit of miscommunication there with the engage from blue team.
Yeah, now the top players are trading damage. Akali is a little bit losing this fight, and has to use Silence, but he's gonna go down. Actually, no, he flashes away! Is he gonna get away from this? Oh, he's actually looking to try to kill, but Lee Sin is there to join him. So Hecarim has to back away. And there's a Requiem!
Oh,
Tries to get some bit of vamp steal.
Simia decided that he's a team player and he lets Kartus, his brother, have to kill. Great
Yeah,
team
that, and also he knows he's in the blind in the jungle. They have zero vision there. Red team has it all warded up. Just a sensible thing to do.
So how typical of Akali this is compared to solo queue? Early game he is doing great, but then mid to late game she does things like this.
Yes.
Yeah, I think she could play more with Lee Sin and Blitzcrank rather than trying to solo, because he doesn't really have a lot of good targets that she's able to solo in the jungle consistently.
Yeah, especially when Cardus and Hecarim just have so much AoE damage, they don't need to target you. So even if you're invisible, they can just stand in your circle and use their AoE. You still die.
But still, the boys are getting some kills back. The blue team is so far winning on this situation. They have 6 turrets over the red team that's only got 1 turret so far.
You can always get turrets, but you cannot get kills.
Oh
Kills
yeah.
win games, not turrets.
Oh. Okay, but let's see here. Lee Sin. The red team is kind of looking for a gank onto Lee Sin, but it's only a Thresh and a Kalista, so I'm not sure how many damage they can get.
Right behind them.
Actually,
So Postman has the damage to instigate Avalon or Callisto, and one Thresh play can really wreck that ability.
and actually here the red team being on top bottom lane opens up the mid lane turret, and the Jinx is gonna push it, but he gets hit by the cocoon, follows up the damage, but Blitz tries to pull, but the Spiderlings are in front of him, has to flash away, and actually flashes behind him and gets the kill onto the Jinx. Now Blitz is a bad place, and Kalista is there. So getting the rend steps, is gonna go pop, Kalista gets kill, and Hecarim is on the phone to Akali. Akali in the sneaky, actually uses the Stanius in the worst place possible.
I'm so impressed that Thresh hasn't still upgraded his trinket. 250 gold for Akali Vision.
An excellent fight from red team there, especially Elise with a really good play to get Jinx, which snowballed the other 2 kills as well. And that's going to be a Drake. A huge comeback.
Yeah.
It's a third Drake, so Hecarim is really happy about that.
Yeah, the blue team is looking if they can get miracles here. Sejuani tries it, but Sejuani does not get the smite.
Solid smite.
If Sejuani had died there, they would have got 3 Baron. I don't think that was worth to risk it.
Well, Sejuani had flash and still has ulti, so his life is pretty safe. But good point, if Sejuani had died somehow, then Baron would have been imminent.
You know, I mean, if Sejuani used that ulti before jumping in onto Elise, he could have gotten the smite herself.
You don't... you can always smite. Maybe not if you get knocked up, but if you're stunned, snared, exhausted, anything, silenced, you can still smite. That's a common misconception actually. Smite is always available, pretty much.
Okay.
Also, if he'd ulted before coming
And
to the
actually,
wall-
Kalista got in a very bad place on a warded map, and Blitzcrank gets a miracle pull actually. We consider how the ratio is on Blitzcrank, I think it's at 40% so far.
Yeah, another good point. Why?
Oh, and another pull! This time Thresh having to flash over the wall. But Sejuani gets hit by the CC. But it's not a lot. Actually, Thresh walks right in the jumper, has to be very careful. And now Akali disrupting the recall from Hecarim. And now this time, is he gonna get this time? No, Hecarim picks up the kill.
I think blue team should be taking mid in his turret right now. It's already low. I don't know whether they're still staying bottom lane where there are no minions.
This game, though, should literally be an educational video for why you always should buy wards, whether you're behind or not. It's just such a huge asset. Red
Well-
team is just absolute vision start.
Well, you are a jungler. What do you think of getting a Sightstone?
I think Sidestone's a little bit too much, especially with the buffs to the trinket wards. But it might work on Lee Sin because it works well with your W. But I think the trinket ward upgraded version of it is just enough.
And now the red team is actually pushing for a turret. They finally get the second one of the game at 36 minutes. And they actually keep going on to this inner turret. And Lee Sin is on the side, chooses not to go in. Actually gets slowed down by the wall of pain. He actually manages to get away, but Cartus gets hit by the pull. Now he's in a lot of trouble. The red team has to guard him. And the Super Mega Death Rocket actually comes out, but doesn't hit Cartus. Now Sejuani is a lot of trouble, gets hit by the Rend. And now Blitzcrank also has to get away, but there's the Requiem. Should get at least 1 kill. No, the shield! The shield keeps him alive.
Yeah, they just lacked a little bit of HP to really take Carthus down. They were in between and took too much damage the rest of the session.
Now Lee Sin kicks the Kalista right into the fight, but there's the face goal actually keeping him alive. No, Lee Sin gets kill. Another red team is in a lot of a lot of pain actually. Thresh
I
being
think
a
they should just let Thresh and that card.
yeah, they should actually back away, but Elise goes in.
And
Where
now
did
the,
Hecarim go when the siege started?
he went to farm top lane. Or jungle creeps.
No, I think he got blue, didn't he?
He doesn't have blue. I think he got Cartus blue maybe. I'm backspacing, yeah, he got Cartus blue.
And now the blue team is
Yeah,
rushing right into that inhibitor turret. But Curtis, is he gonna get there in time to protect it? Does not seem like it's gonna be enough. Actually uses the exhaust. Now Curtis gets pulled in, but does not have Sonya's off. Jinx is gonna pick up that kill. And now they're on to the inhibitor, but Hecarim is there. He goes right into the Jinx, but he gets exhausted. Another exhaust coming out, and Lee Sin hits the Sonic Wave onto Kalista. Kalista gets taken down, and Hecarim is still in the fight. He tries to get one kill onto the Blitzcrank. Gets the kill. There's also Scenario gets the double kill. And now Sejuani is chasing, does not have the ulti up. And sustain of Hecarim is really too strong. Akali flashes in, gets the ulti, gets the second one, gets the kill.
I think Brian's and Perv's brotherly love here got in the way of getting the heavy and actually cost them their own.
Oh, and actually Blitzcrank Flay actually disrupting the Sonic Wave from Lee Sin, actually saving Elise's life for some time being.
Yes, it's the worst thing. The worst feeling is when you're Lee Sin and you're playing against the Thresh and you just get played every kill. It's really annoying and pretty easy to pull off as the Thresh.
I think it was really good that when Hecarim engaged on that inhib, that Jinx just plainly ignored him and got to inhib because the rest of the team went after Hecarim. And if Jinx didn't just ignore him and get to inhib, then they would have still lost the fight and not even get an inhib out of it.
Yeah, I think the mistake stemmed from Hecarim and Karthus going for the blue when they still were in the process of taking mid heavy down.
Now Dragon's coming up in 15 seconds. It will be number 4 for the red team, so they have to contest it.
Yes, red team is actually in a pretty good position here. They have the crab. And blue team is still only getting there.
I think Sejuani's gonna go for another steal.
I think they can actually fight this because they're all here now. They just couldn't rush it down in time.
And Thresh actually a little bit in the front line on his own, gets taken down, but there's also Scenarios onto the Jinx. Hecarim's on the back line. And they're not caring, since Sejuani is fighting the 1v1 against the jungler. Now Curtis gets taken out. Actually, notice the sun is giving him a life for time being, but he's gonna go down. Oh, and the Requiem is up. He should pick up the kill onto the Sejuani there. And actually, Hecarim picks it up. Triple kill for Hecarim.
Are they going to finish the game now? Oh. Great play.
2v1, I don't
Well, Lee Sin and Akali are half health, and Hecarim has home guard. He goes in for the Lee Sin, and there's the Hexbringer pop. But Lee Sin, does he have enough damage to take down Hecarim? It does not look like it. And out there's Akali jumping in after it's killed, but he gets taken down. 7 seconds on the Thresh. Looks like
this is gonna be really close.
thinks she should be able to take down the turret, but
Yeah,
not
she
the
has
Nexus.
Lich Bane as well.
Why not expect her?
4
Come on.
seconds to collect.
Oh, he's gonna juke around the Nexus. Is it gonna be enough? Yes, it is.
Just enough.
Close
That was a
game,
good game.
So Akali coming up in the end to make up those mid-game mistakes that she made. And boy, did she make a lot of them.
She won, then she lost it, then she won again. Great Akali player.